Hey there, welcome back to the FTB server that I have with my friends. Right now we're inside the Nexus in the Mistcraft writing room, and I need to get used to my quantum armor that I just got. Oh goodness, it's going to take a while. Anyways, this right here is the book to the warehouse. There we go. Last time we went over how... oh my gosh. Last time we went over how ore is processed and everything. Today we're going to go over what's going on the very top floor, which is the sorting system, and prepare for your eyes to go cross-eyed. As you can tell, since the last time that I showed off this upstairs area, things have changed. For example, instead of the ender chests going in a line that way down the chute, we have them set up in the back here for just straight injection, and we added quite a few more quarries since we're able to support it. This one's still our drop box, which is connected to everything downstairs, and these are the additional quarries that are just chugging along. And there's spiders upstairs. Oh, goodness. Anyways, we have the main spine right here for just sorting. As you can see, we have all the materials right here. Tin was kind of a pain because there's multiple tin. Gold, copper, iron, stuff like that. Those are all pretty much clean and easy to use. Silver, though, was the biggest pain in the butt because there's 3 types of silver ores in addition to 3 types of ingots. And what we did for something like this is anything else that is silver gets repulverized, and then it gets condensed back into the correct thing that it needs to get condensed into. Otherwise, it's pretty much all set up that way. Pretty straightforward for the most part. As you can see here, oh goodness, as you can see right here, iron dust and pulverized iron both get smelted down in a powered furnace from thermal expansion into the correct ingot. So that's why we have it set up that way. And we have materials coming all the way down the spine. We have another injection point right here. Here it is. This is for coal coming in from the bottom. Essentially what we have is for every 2 coal that goes down into the pod, we have 1 coal going to the not blast furnaces, the coal coke ovens for coal coke production. And everything else gets shunted down this way, and then it gets filtered accordingly. Oh, what in the world? Not sure why gravel's going backwards. What's going on here? I'll have to troubleshoot that later. Oh, you're coming from here? White. Oh, I see. Okay, I'm going to have to fix this. That should not be happening that way. Although it'll just bounce all the way back down over to there and then just get refiltered in, so it's not that big of a deal. But still, I will fix that. Yeah, I'm just going to need a diamond pipe to fix that, so it's not that bad. Junk materials and coal go over here, and then back here is where the nether guy is. It injects everything, or everything gets injected in through here and then gets sorted accordingly down into the barrels below. That really irks me. That's pretty much the upstairs in a nutshell. Since this is going to be a shorter video, I may as well go downstairs and explain. Oh gosh, I'm just going to do this. There we go. I'm just going to go downstairs and explain the storage area, since it's going to be easier just to do that. So, essentially, this is a pod. A pod is a barrel structure with an item router for an injection point for all the materials. For example, for this one, we have all of the cobblestone going down into a void pipe, which is right back there. Just because the pod isn't strong enough to support anything right now in that regard. What I mean is overflow. So essentially what happens is I'm going to take this one and this one. So now there's space in this pod. When new cobblestone gets added right here, it'll start placing everything into its own respective inventory. So right here we have this one counting up slowly, we have this one counting up slowly too, and evenly across the board. What happens is the item router looks at everything connected in a chain and then fills those inventory spots accordingly. So what we have here is essentially just a cuboid structure of barrels with the interior being hollow, and the item router touches everything continuously throughout the entire chain. So items get distributed evenly across the board. So here with the dirt, you can see this is a prime example. For the most part, everything is 39 stacks of 64 plus 30, whatever, 31 to 35 it looks like. And when this gets filled up, it'll get filled up completely, evenly, and it'll only start overflowing if there's just too much there. If there's just too much in the room, such as the cobblestone. This filled up after 1 quarry, which is kind of insane because that's like, oh, sorry, that's my chair. That's it fills up to be about 3,009 stacks, if I recall correctly, which is a ridiculous amount at the end of the day. When the router gets full, it pumps, the gate here detects that the router's full and then just starts energy pulsing stuff out here. But when you get to the point of having that many materials, it's just, you're not suffering, so you can let it all go to void. Unless you really want them, then you can make your extra dimensional barrels, which holds 1,024 stacks of 64, so that's pretty beefy. But yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Oops, down here with the iron tanks, though, what we're going to be doing is putting a valve. There is a valve on the very bottom, so we can do liquid transposing in there, or just a pipe that pumps into its own separate liquid transposers. But as you can see, we have more liquid in this, molten redstone, and oil and stuff like that. Soon we'll have gasoline, I'll put some other magical liquids in here. So that's pretty much it for the warehouse, all in all. If anyone has any questions, go ahead and let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer them. And if anybody has any feedback or wants to continue seeing a series of our Feed the Beast server, go ahead and let me know in the Reddit thread or in the comments below. Anyways, take care, and I'll catch you later. Bye! Hello again. I lied and the video is not over. We are currently in my testing world where I will explain a little bit better about the item routers and how they work from the original time that I made the video. First thing I'm going to do is actually turn my sound off because all these slimes slapping around is driving me literally insane. Anyways, so the way that the item routers were working, and I have them set up in the warehouse right now, is such that where if you have blank items in here like this, and you put, say, a stack of rubber tree saplings in here, it'll fill them out accordingly and continue doing it evenly throughout the entire chain. What the item router is looking for is any block that has a an inventory slot that is in a continuous chain, and it will fill them out as it should. So what I will do now is, oh goodness, I need to get barrels again. Barrels. So what we'll do now is we will separate these out. So we'll do this. So now we have 4 here that have this. Go into here, get rid of some of this junk so we can do this properly. Sorry for the mess that we have going on here. So in this one, I want those saplings, I want these saplings, I want these saplings. So now, when we throw rubber tree saplings, we have birch, we have spruce and oak, and just keep doing that. What it'll do is it will fill out anything accordingly. So once the rubber tree saplings are finished being filled out, it'll start filling birch, as you can see right here. And then once birch is finished, the next one will go, which I believe was the spruce saplings here. So we'll just wait for it to count all the way up to 64, and then it goes to spruce. And then once it gets all the way up there, it'll go to oak, and it will fill out accordingly. So the item router is smart enough to figure out where things need to go, so long as the barrels are filled out and you have an item router touching it. You can also get other upgrades for the item router as well. So you have the injector, the bandwidth, the thoroughness, speed boost, machine filter, and item filter. I believe machine filter makes, actually I'm not even going to go into the depth of these because I don't know all of their true potential, but just as proof of concept so that you know that the factorization item router can also work on, say, macerators. We'll go ahead and throw some iron ore in here, and as you can see, it's filling out each one of these evenly. And then this one, since it's not actually touching a continuous chain of things that have inventory slots, it's right there, but if we switch this with a barrel, it'll do it. So anyways, I hope that was a little bit better insight of how the pods work in the warehouse. If anyone wants further explanation, I will try and figure out how all of those upgrades for the item router works. And in the meantime, take care.